Now, before we get to custom pages, I just want to show you how to neaten this up a little bit. It's kind of just floating here by itself. Let's put a box around it with a thick border to make it stand out a little bit. So to do that, what we'll do is we'll go back to Composer here. And then what we'll do is we'll go to the Tools in the CSS editor. Now what we're going to do is we're going to create a rule. And what we want to do is styles applied to all elements of a class. Down here, we're going to key in the class name. So we're going to call it border. Like that, we're going to create the style rule. Then we're going to go over to borders. Let's make it a solid border. Let's make it 8 pixels. So we'll put in an 8 there and PX. Now, you can also choose different things here. Once you get something in there, you can change your measurement. If you want color, we're going to make sure it's black. Okay, click OK, and then we have our style rule. So what we're going to do is we're just going to create a table right above here now, and we're going to use that style. Okay, so let's do table, insert, table. Then just pick one square here. Now, right click inside that table and go to Table Cell Properties. Go to Table. Then what we want to do is make the border 0 pixels. And then Table Alignment, we want Center. In Advanced Edit, over on this side, we're going to go to Class, and then we're going to put border here, which was the name of the style we created. Click OK. Click OK. Now another thing, we don't want it to be the full width, so let's go back in again and make it 80% of the cell, or 70, whatever you want here. Let's go with 70. Back in again. It didn't center it for us here. Let's go back. Table alignment, center. There we are. Okay, now what we want to do is just grab all this and cut it. So do cut. Go in here, do a paste. Okay, so we save that. Now, let's go to the browser and refresh our site. Okay, so there you go, it's in a box. Now, we need to center this now, so let's go back here. And let's center this within the box here. Save. Let's refresh. And there we go. Okay, so now we have a more noticeable opt-in form. Okay, now let's go and set up our custom pages. Now to do that, you can just basically take a copy of the page you have here and then just take everything out of it and put in what you want. Now this particular package came with a download page, and I'm going to use the download page template to create the 2 custom pages I need. Okay, so here's the download page. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a copy of that and use it. So I'll do a copy and a paste. And then I'm going to rename this. Now this is going to be the page they go to when they opt in the first time, and it reminds them that they need to click the link in the email. So we'll call it reminder. You can call it anything you want. And then I'm going to create another one. and this is going to be the page we're going to send them to afterwards. Actually, let's call this opted in, just to keep it clear. You can call them whatever you want. Now what we need to do is open both of these in the editor. Let's go back to the editor. Let's do an open. And we just change the text on here. Okay, so we have that page. Let's open up the other one. Opted in. Okay. So save that. Do the same thing here. Get rid of any stuff on the page you don't want on there. There we go. Okay, so that's it for our custom pages. Now all we have to do is upload the whole thing to our server and set the URLs so that they point to the pages where we uploaded them. Now to upload, I like to use a program called FileZilla. You need an FTP client to do this. FileZilla is a good one. All you have to do is put your host name in here, which is your domain name, and then the username and password for your hosting account, and it will let you log in, and then you can upload your files. So of course you're going to have a domain name and hosting account. Once you have that, you can upload your files to your site. Okay, so I'm just going to create a new directory here to put it in. I'm just going to call it Mobile Web. And then we'll upload all of these files up into there. So we need to upload everything. We don't need this download page, but we need to upload it all together. So there it goes. Now, we need to go back to our autoresponder and put in the URL to both of these pages. So let's go back here, back into our autoresponder. Let's go back to, well, we can start at Web Forms. Now, let's just click on it to edit it. And we want to go to step 2 here. And we want to change the basic version to a custom page. And then we got to put the URL in here. So we put in exactly where we put it. So in this case, it is in the best info on .info / mobile web / and then the name of the page. So we'll go back. So it's this reminder page. So I just do a rename to highlight it. Then you saw what I did. It highlights it when you do a rename. Then I right click, do a copy, and then click outside of it here. That way you're sure that you're going to get the name right. And then just paste that at the end here. Now, let's make sure this is right by copying this into a new window. And paste it in here and hit the enter key. Make sure it brings up our page for us. And there it is. Okay, so we know that's correct. So let's go back here and save the web form. Okay, so that's now set. The other thing we need to do is go and back to the list settings. So let's go back here to list settings. Then we need to go over here to confirmed opt-in. And then down here we need to go to our success page. So we can paste in the same page there, because they're in the same spot. The only thing different is this reminder. We need to put in opted in, copy, paste that here, save settings. Okay, now all that's left to do is to test it. So let's bring it up in our browser. Okay, so this is the reminder page. So we'll just go back to the home page for mobile web. Okay, so this is the page that we created for our index page. We're just going to put an email address in here and test it out. So put an email address in and submit, and it tells us that we need to go to our email account and click on that. So let's sign into the email account and look for our opt-in message. Okay, and then here's our email. So there's our confirmation link. Let's click on that. And there it is. It took us to our page with FANU on it. Make sure you check your spelling. And now what should happen when we go back to our email, we should see the first part of the course show up. And here it is. And there is our link down here, and you'll see that it has masked it for us. You now know how to set up your autoresponder completely and how to integrate it with your website.